turn with me to the book of Micah chapter 7 and verse 18. One of you can read that verse, please. Book of Micah chapter 7 verse 18.
Who is a God like you, pardoning iniquity, and passing over transgressions of the remnants of his heritage? He does not retain his anger forever, because he delights in mercy.
And the last portion of that verse, he retains not his anger forever, because he delights in mercy. The God Almighty, he retains not his anger forever, because he delights in mercy. He retains not his anger forever, because he delights in mercy. I'm going to talk about the characteristic you all know about angry. Because of anger, many families are destroyed. Because of anger, many relationships have been destroyed. So I'm going to talk about how to manage the anger. This word, what we read in Micah chapter 7 verse 18, it says, He, the Almighty God, retains his anger forever. He retains not his anger forever, because he delights in mercy. So we are children of God. God expects the same thing from us, not to retain our anger towards others. Not to retain. Amen? Not to retain. If you're angry with someone, God is speaking to you today very clearly. Don't retain that anger forever. It's not worth it. Because you are holding to that anger, you will end up in hell. Don't retain that anger. We are going to read Ephesians chapter 4, verses 23 to 32. I am reading from New Life Translation, because lack of time I am going to read it. Let the Spirit renew your thoughts and attitudes. Put on your new nature, created to be like God, truly righteous and holy. So stop telling lies. Let us tell our neighbors the truth, for we are all parts of the same body. And don't sin by letting anger control you. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry, for anger gives a foothold to the devil. If you are a thief, quit stealing. Instead, use your hands for good hard work and then give generously to others in need. Verse 29, don't use foul or abusive language. Let everything you say to be good and helpful, and that your words will be an encouragement to those who hear it. And do not bring sorrow to God's Holy Spirit by the way you live. Remember, He has identified you as His own, guaranteeing that you will be saved on the day of redemption. Verse 31, get rid of all bitterness, rage, anger, harsh words, and slander, as well as all types of evil behavior. Instead, be kind to each other, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God, through Christ, has forgiven you. Going back to verse 26, I am going to read it again. And don't sin by letting anger control you. If you let your anger control in your life, that means you are sinning. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry. Verse 26 of chapter 4 of Ephesians, I am reading from Amplified Version now. And be angry, in bracket it says, at sin, at morality, at injustice, at ungodly behavior. Yet do not sin. Do not let your anger cause you shame, nor allow it to last until sun goes down. The portion I read in the book of Ephesians, where Paul has written to the church in Ephesus, these verses gives us a plan for growth that includes anger management. If you can't control our anger, we are sinning. Remember, every emotion you have, only God has given to you. Even the anger, God has given to you. But He wants you to handle in the right way, especially the negative emotions. Going back to verse 25, it says, let us, if you can see in your Bible, let us tell our neighbors the truth. Let us tell the truth. Let us speak the truth. Let us speak the truth. In other words, when you are angry also, instead of denying it, speak the truth. Speak the truth. Use it to bring about positive change. In other words, openly or transparently tell that, yes, I have been feeling angry because I value our relationship and I would like to talk about it. That will bring healing and solutions. Don't hold on to your anger. Pretending you are not angry when you are what you are doing is basically you are not telling the truth. You are dishonest. While you are angry, don't pretend. Openly share. Open to the person with whom you are angry. Go back and tell that person, yes, I felt angry because of this and solve that. Don't hold on to that. So that's why Paul is saying, let us tell the truth. Speak the truth. Even when you're angry, be honest. Don't be dishonest. Some people go to the other extreme. That is called exaggeration. They will go and say, like these words, you never listen to me. You always ignore my wishes. Nobody does anything around here except me. Blah, blah, blah. I, myself. I am doing this thing. That is exaggeration. Those terms, those verses actually aren't true. That will, when you exaggerate, what will happen is that will increase the problem. You are not going to solve the problem. The problem will go unsolved. But remember, God's will is for you to control your anger rather than letting your anger control you. I'll repeat, God's will is for you to control your anger rather than letting your anger control your life. I'm reading Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 16. Proverbs 23 and verse 16. I'm reading from Amplified Version. Yes, my heart will rejoice when your lips speak right things. New King James Version says, my inmost being will rejoice when your lips speak right things. Right things, correct things, positive things. When it comes to practicing anger management, I will give some principles. First of all, when you're angry, don't blame others or the things. Don't blame others. Don't blame others. Don't blame other people and things. Actually, blaming is like putting away, it's not my problem, it's your problem. In other words, blaming is a way of evading responsibility while pointing finger at the other person. So blaming words will not help you. Blaming will do, what will do is, it will just antagonize the other person. Perpetuate anger, as well as it will fail to get the results you want. What the results you want, God wants. Control your anger rather than letting your anger control you. So don't blame people and things. Don't blame the circumstances and say, because of this only I am angry. No, it's not worthy. Secondly, don't use words as weapons or form of control. Remember, your goal is to solve the problem and strengthen the relationship, not leave wounds that fester. As I am speaking to you, you may think, oh pastor, you will preach, it's easy to preach. It's difficult to practice. I'm not saying it's easy, it's difficult, but God wants us to do that. That's why we need God's help. Without His help, we cannot control the anger. So I'm going to read a few verses from Proverbs. The Bible says, first of all, our words can crush the other person's spirit. Can read Proverbs 18:14. Book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 14.
The human spirit can endure in sickness, but a crushed spirit who can bear?
Yeah. So your words can crush the other person's spirit. Also Proverbs chapter 15, verse 4.
The soothing tongue is a tree of life, but a perverse tongue crushes the spirit.
Yeah, crush the spirit. It's in other words, some translations is break their heart. It will break the heart. Unwanted words. Also destroy the relationships. Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it and indulge it will eat its fruit and bear the consequences of their words. It will destroy the relationship. Can you read Proverbs 26:22? Proverbs 26:22.
The words of a gossip are like choice morsels. They go down to the inmost parts.
Yeah, Solomon said that angry words go down to the man's inmost parts. It's go down inside. It will hurt the spirit, hurt the heart. It will touch the spirit, touch the heart. The words we speak are important. I'm reading the same verse, Proverbs 20:22, the Amplified Version. It says, the words of a whisper, gossip, are like dainty morsels to be greedily eaten. They go down into the innermost chambers of the body to be remembered and mused upon. It will go to the innermost chambers of the body. In other words, it will stay there. So what you say can live in the memory of another person for their whole life, all the way to their grave. Is that what you want? Surely not. So remember, on the other hand, anger properly managed never needs to be regretted or repented. So learn to discern the difference between the anger you feel and the words you speak. So words you speak are important. Also, can you read Luke chapter 6 verse 45? Book of Luke chapter 6 verse 45. It says, the good man produces what is good and honorable and the moral out of the good treasure in his heart. And the evil man produces what is wicked and depraved out of the evil in his heart. For his mouth speaks from the overflow of his heart. In other words, the overflow of his heart, his mouth speaks. What is in the heart will come in the mouth. You young people, young generation, you all are computer people. So what you store in your computer's hard drive can be recalled with a few clicks. Jesus said, the good man brings good things out of the good stored in his heart. The evil man brings evil things out of the evil stored up in his heart. For out of the overflow of his heart, mouth speaks. So like downloading for the computer, when you download all old resentments, you grow bitter. When you're angry, deal with it quickly. Don't walk around on a slow boil. Don't sit around hoping the other person will see the light and apologize to you. Don't wait for the other person. So if you think this way, what if they never do it? The bitterness will be there always. So you take the first step. Can you read Matthew chapter 18 verse 15? Matthew chapter 18 verse 15.
If a brother or sister sins, go and point out the fault, just between the two of you. If they listen to you, you have won them over.
Amen. So if they wrong you, go and have it out with him at once, just between the two of you. What do you value most? Your point of view, or I am correct, or you are wrong? Your point of view, or the relationship? The relationship is important. When you stuff your anger and refuse to deal with the issue in a healthy way, you add another skeleton to an emotional force. Don't do that. It strains the fellowship with the person as well as it strains the fellowship with the Almighty God. When you have resentment, when you are angry with other person, you can't pray. The relationship with God also is broken. So it strains your fellowship with God. It strains your fellowship with your family. It strains your fellowship with your friends. As well as denying your offender an opportunity to clear their conscience and make things right with God and with you. Until you deal with the issue, you will drag it around like a ball and chain. Refuse to live that way. Ephesians 4:29 we read earlier, it says, don't use abusive language. Can you read verse 30 also? Ephesians chapter 4, verses 29 and 30. So I am reading from New Life Translation. Don't use foul, abusive language. Let everything you say be good and helpful, so that your words will be an encouragement to those who hear them. And do not bring sorrow to God's Holy Spirit by the way you speak or way you live. So notice, when you lash out in anger, when you speak abusive languages, you not only hurt the other person, you grieve the Holy Spirit. You grieve the Holy Spirit. As followers of Christ, as children of God, we are called to try to understand what the other person's need is. So we must handle our anger rightly, correctly. So always seek a solution, not to be victorious. Your focus shouldn't be on what they did, but what you can do together to resolve it. What is your focus? Acknowledge your fault and ask for forgiveness. Admitting your imperfections make it easier for the other person to admit theirs. So you take the first step. So instead of criticizing, try saying something like that. I am sure this was not easy for you to hear. Thanks for listening to me so graciously. So find out the solution. Also, can you read Proverbs chapter 11, verse 13? Proverbs 11, 13.
Gossip betrays a confidence, but the trustworthy keep a secret.
Yeah. So I'm reading for Amplified version. He who boasts above as a gossip reveals secrets, but he who is trustworthy and faithful keeps a matter hidden. So solve it, don't hang on to it. Although we read in Ephesians chapter 4 verse 32, forgive just as God forgave. That's the last verse we read. How did Christ forgive you? Was it after you have acknowledged, confessed, repented and then grace? No. Paul says in Romans chapter 5 verse 10, when we were yet enemies, we were reconciled to God through the death of His Son. Yet we were enemies. Yet we were enemies, He forgave us. So Ephesians chapter 4, 12, 32 says, forgive just as God forgave you. So whoever has done wrong to you, you may think he or she is your enemy. So follow Christ's example. Just as God took the initiative, you are called to extend grace to other people before they ask for forgiveness. Even if they choose to remain your enemy, you must forgive them anyhow because you are a child of God. Only then, when you take the initiative to forgive, when you take the initiative to reconcile, only then you will have peace. Your wounds will be healed and you will be able to put it behind you. Then only you can walk with God. You can go forward in your spiritual life. Don't allow your anger to control your life. As God was speaking to me about this, speak about anger management. God clearly says, very clearly told me, this morning the people who are here, most of them are even, he said, they are angry with me. They are angry with me, God said. Correct yourself. Don't ever get angry with God. He knows everything. He has numbered you where He has. He is in control. He reigns. Whatever the problems you are facing, remember, He is in control. In His time, He will fulfill everything beautifully. It's not in your time. He loves you so much. So going back to Micah chapter 7 verse 18, we read, God Almighty, He doesn't hold on to His angry forever. He has His mercy. So don't hold on to your anger. Have mercy in reconciling the person whom we are. Destroy the relationship. Reconcile to that person. This is one. Shall we stand to our feet and look to the Lord? Just close your eyes and allow the Holy Spirit to work in and through your life. Holy Spirit will, at this moment, will bring back to your memory. He will bring the people or a particular person with whom you have broken the relationship because of some argument. You are angry with that person because that person did something or that person spoke some words. You are angry with that person. God is saying, don't allow your anger to control your life. He's not worried. He's not worried. you have held it for many months. I am speaking to you very clearly today. Don't hold it. Let it go. Let it go. I am here to heal you. I am here to help you come out of it. But are you willing to come out of it? Don't hold it. Also for some people God is saying, why are you angry with me? I am not angry with you. Why are you angry with me? I love you so much. I know what is best for your life. I know what is best for your life. In my time, I will bring them to pass. Not in your time. Hold on. Hold on, because you are my child. Don't allow sun to go down on your anger. In other words, don't hold on to your anger to the next day. Solve it then and there. Some of you are holding it for years. God is saying, come out of it, my child. Come out of it. It's not worth it. Many doctors say, because people are holding on because they are bitter, because they are holding on their anger, because of that, many diseases come to them. Many diseases are because of your anger. Even this morning, you may be feeling sad, or you may be sick in your body because you are holding on to your anger. God is saying, release that to me. I will help you. I will help you. I will help you to forgive that person. I will help you to reconcile with that person. Don't hold on. Hallelujah. Open your mouth and speak to me. 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 Open your mouth. Open your mouth and speak to me. He is next to you. God is standing next to you. God is standing next to you. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.